All right. Good morning, Chairwoman Hyman and members of the Higher Education Committee. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Association of Private Colleges. My name is Donna Gurnett, and I am the president of APC. I'm joined here today by Erica Schacht. She is the vice president of academic affairs and dean of faculty with the College of Westchester, and Patricia Greer, provost with Berkeley College. APC represents 12 primarily family-founded institutions educating over 20,000 students, many of whom are first-generation adult students or working learners. Since the pandemic, APC members have focused on institutionalizing the best aspects of pandemic-era innovation, combining accessibility, structure, and academic support to sustain long-term student success. Through flexible online and hybrid learning models and expanded student services, our institutions are meeting students where they are, academically, personally, and professionally. I could continue to speak to APC's written comments, but I think it would be more impactful to hear from those who are in the field and their experiences firsthand. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Patricia Greer. Go ahead.
Good morning, and thank you, Donna, for those thoughtful comments. Good morning, Chair Heineman and members of the New York State Assembly Standing Committee on Higher Education. I am Patricia Greer, Provost at Berkeley College. Thank you so much for this opportunity to testify regarding virtual learning in higher education. So, as a faculty member at Berkeley College, I began teaching online in 1998. Berkeley College was really at the forefront of online learning, and I was one of those early adopters who embraced this new delivery system for education. So Berkeley College continues to hold true to its mission of empowering each student to achieve lifelong success. And at the heart of Berkeley's mission is its commitment to provide a high-quality, career-focused education. With a total enrollment of 3,688 students between New York and New Jersey, and all of our online students. This fall semester, Berkeley's New York students number 1,237 who are taking at least one online course, with 851 taking their courses solely online. 735 students, 34%, are New York residents taking their courses solely online. The 18 majors offered online include associate and bachelor's degree programs in addition to our MBA program. Berkeley College Online allows residents of New York State to pursue any of Berkeley College's majors, no matter where they reside in the state of New York. As I stated, Berkeley was at the forefront of online education. It has continuously offered online courses since 1998. And as a faculty member, and then a chair, a dean, and now currently provost, I have personally seen so many students complete degrees who may have also been working, serving in the military, navigating family obligations, such as a widowed mother of 5 with 5 children, who basically in my courses did her work between about 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. as far as I could tell, and she graduated with high honors, or experiencing the effects of a disability. Berkeley is proud to be ranked 22 nationally and 3rd among New York institutions by Newsweek on its America's Top Colleges Online for 2025, and this is the 4th consecutive year Berkeley College Online has received this accolade. In addition, for 12 consecutive years, Berkeley College has been nationally recognized by U.S. News & World Report for excellence in online education. Very importantly, and I don't know if I've heard so far in the testimony the size of online class sizes, but at Berkeley, for over 25 years, all of our course sections online have been capped at 29 students. This is important because it allows students to be in a community where they are seen, supported, and able to build close relationships with their faculty as well as their fellow students. I can tell you that going back semester to semester and having students, when I was chair of the legal studies program, the first class, the students, the first week would really just solidify those relationships and ask how each other were doing. You could really tell the community was built. Another defining feature of Berkeley College is its Be Ready initiative, which is an online tutorial designed to prepare students for online courses in the Canvas learning management system, which is used for all of our online courses. And the topic of AI is also introduced to students as faculty emphasize both the appropriate and relevant use of AI in courses. Recently, I oversaw a committee which resulted in an overlay of our existing academic integrity policy in terms of an AI academic integrity policy. And the faculty were really seeking that. Experiential learning is a very important initiative at Berkeley College. As a result of this extension of academic learning, students can participate in various programs and activities so that all students may participate. And experiential learning is really one important part of my vision as provost. We ensure that where possible, all events are live streamed so that all students may participate no matter where they are. We also offer extended support services for students. Through the Center for Academic Success, students can access online tutoring and also participate in virtual study group sessions. In addition, the Berkeley College Library has online resources along with the library chat to assist students. It's also, we are also developing our first library bot, but we will still always have the real-time and real library chat service. And then we have advisement appointments, accessibility services, and of course we know mental health is at the forefront of every institution across the United States today. We have virtual counseling appointments available. We also have a student laptop purchase program available for students to assist with technology needs. In terms of our faculty support, we have the Center for Curriculum Instruction and Technology, which provides online webinars for faculty, as well as individualized instructional design support. And we have students providing feedback each semester through an online course survey. And online faculty are also observed by their department chairs. Whether it's an on-site course or an online course, we have a schedule whereby we have department chairs providing valuable feedback. Technology, combined with courses designed to meet the needs of all learners, clearly evidences Berkeley College's continued commitment to online education. And I do thank you for your support as New York State legislators in continuing to advance accessibility for all college students in the state of New York. Thank you.
Well, good morning, Chair Hyman and members of the Assembly. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak. My name is Dr. Erica Schacht. I am the Vice President of Academic Affairs and the Dean of Faculty at the College of Westchester. I know we've heard a lot about what's happened since COVID-19, so I'll just start with a quick little tidbit. I was a faculty member during COVID-19, and the College of Westchester remained virtual for 21 months. It was one of the longest times for one of the institutions, so we did not go back to campus until sometime in the end of 2021. During that time, the school learned a lot about the importance of virtual learning. So we have been an online institution asynchronously for since 2010. And we knew ahead of time that this was going to be a pretty big thing. And then COVID, as we've talked about, did accelerate it. So since that time, we've actually refined our digital infrastructure and looked to see what works for our students. So during COVID, for our ground students, we had to pivot to remote learning. And we use that to kind of create this differentiation, but then over time to kind of make it a seamless transition for everybody. So our attendance during that time was about 75%, and that includes students who were showing up remotely. And a lot of it we contribute to the faculty themselves. So it validated our commitment to high quality online instruction and showed that flexible learning options were not just a necessity, they were in fact the future. So since that time, we've actually focused on what we can do best since the pandemic. And recently, we implemented a survey and we surveyed more than 300 students. So I'll just start with, we only have about 700 students and 50% of them are online. And 93% of those online learners reside in New York State. When we did the survey, we learned that many of the students have a preference for flexible learning options. So this would support what Suni was stating about students, the younger generation wanting to be online. And so that feedback has shaped our approach. So while our online programs are remaining primarily asynchronous, we've piloted live synchronous sessions once a week to afford those students that opportunity to speak to their classmates as well as their faculty members. All online classes follow the Quality Matters standard. That is an organization that establishes research-based standards for the quality of online learning. 50% of our full-time faculty are Quality Matters qualified, and all of our faculty, including adjuncts, do go through a thorough, intensive 6-week internal training for online teaching and learning. We've invested recently in a learning management system that you've heard about that SUNY uses, D2L Brightspace. That came in part because students wanted a better accessible platform, and it allows us to integrate mobile learning, accessibility, and the integration of artificial intelligence tools, which are vetted through D2L, as you had learned previously. It also helps build digital literacy and problem-solving skills. We've also incorporated the use of McGraw-Hill Connect, which also comes with AI resources as well. And obviously, just as important, our online support mirrors our campus experience. Students have access to the library, learning center, advising, live tutoring, and also BrainFuse, which is a third-party tutoring service. And we cannot forget that we proctor everything for the online students as well. And we have a proctoring service, ProctorU, as well as our learning center's director also proctors the online students. The college has a robust academic integrity policy, which includes AI, but our syllabi also have that same policy. And we allow our faculty to implement something very similar to it in the classroom, having them retain their autonomy and academic freedom. At the College of Westchester, we see the continued integration of virtual learning as an opportunity to expand access without sacrificing quality. The lessons of COVID-19 showed that when institutions combine innovation with intentional support, students can succeed anywhere, whether in a classroom, at home, or online. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you for the additional time. That concludes our remarks, and we're happy to answer any questions.
Thank you.
I just have one question for Provost Greer. So you mentioned that online sessions are capped at 29 students. So for that to be useful, there must be some mechanism by which you're forcing the folks to interact, even if they're online. Because if you had a large section or a small section, I'm just watching a screen with the faculty, it doesn't really matter. But how do you facilitate that smaller group being useful from a social or interactive standpoint?
No, absolutely. Thank you for that question. So really, it functions in different ways. There's certain classes where we'll have group projects. So students will be working, in a group on a topic, and then sort of presenting within the class. So in every class, we have weekly discussion boards. Then you can have obviously assignments that are due. You can have students viewing things like obviously lectures, videos, etc. But the idea is really of the flipped classroom. It's to have students actively participating, and what we had a challenge with before in the early days of online, I would say, for example, take a public speaking class. It was very difficult in those early days of technology to really deliver that same experience online versus on site. But now, with obviously we're all familiar with Zoom and all those other capabilities, it's really allowed students to have a very, very interactive experience. And many professors do have weekly synchronous Zooms with the students. It's optional, so if they would like to attend it, or they can view the recording later. We also have started a few. I was the former legal studies chair, and we had the idea of starting a synchronous synchronous online class for a couple of legal studies classes, and they've actually proved to be very popular. So we may expand that. But we do have a significant number of international students, and we do need to be mindful of their time constraints as well. So really, it's the when you see veterans, and our average age of student is really mid to high 20s. And younger students, when you see this cross population in a class, it sort of just leads to this dynamic of interactivity. And our classes start at 12:01 a.m. on Sunday, and I would have students in there, if I was still up, in there at 12:01 a.m. already participating because they wanted to get a jump on the week. So there really is a great level of interactivity, I would have to say, having been involved with it for many years.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the testimony. So I'm really curious because you've been doing this since 1998.
Yes.
And so the technology, as we've seen, has progressed so much so that even this morning on the news, they were featuring an AI reporter, and showing just, it was an amalgamation of so many different faces. And this person, and this AI tool was doing a report. So you've seen it move for 27 years and where we are now. It must be truly fascinating to be in this position now where the pandemic even moved it even faster.
Yes. I mean, I would also like to say, I was educated in the Empire State. I went to Colgate University undergrad, and I did my internship in the Assembly in 1986. So it is wonderful to be back here after all of
Full circle.
Full circle.
Full circle.
So yes, in the beginning, we had a program called Learning Space, and it was really pretty rudimentary, honestly. And we even had to go on campus to grade. So to see that evolve, then we went into Blackboard as our learning management system. We currently have used Canvas for a number of years, which is pretty widely adopted by a lot of institutions. It really I think, the technology will continue to advance, but at the heart of it, I know as others who have testified, is it's really the faculty member, to me, who makes the difference in the course. If courses, could they be driven by AI someday? And we could just have this AI avatar in the class. I won't be around in 2060, I don't think. But if we were having this conversation then, we might say, remember when faculty used to teach these classes? It's scary to think, but
I don't think Fred
it really
wants
is
to hear you say that.
The personal touch of the faculty member. I mean, the advances are coming all the time of the faculty member in that class. That really makes a difference with, like I said, that small size. And even though 29 is our maximum, we have several classes that are more like 20 or, high teens, depending on the course.
One of the things you both said, we talked about the online library. We haven't heard any of the other institutions talk about, they've talked about virtual learning, but not the use of an online library and having someone there, an online library tool for students to access. What programs do you both, is it the same program both institutions use or?
Sorry. So actually, I'm unsure if we use a specific one. Our librarian sets up live sessions with our students.
Oh, okay.
He also pops into the online classes. Sometimes it's via a recording. So he recently did that with one of our introduction courses. But we also have these drop-in sessions that we also have at the Learning Center. And then, most of the students do come to our campus outside of the online learning experience to utilize that. But all of our databases and everything is online. So it's really more about setting up these. And we just got a new librarian because our former one had retired. And so his whole new thing is AI integration. And that's his background. And then he's worked for the CUNY system as well as a part-time librarian. And so he's implementing a lot of that into our library to make it more accessible to our online learners. But it's worked so far. We're obviously growing. So the online division, since it's doubled, we're looking for ways that he can better implement that overall for it.
You also said you had your faculty go through online learning.
We do.
Or how to teach the class.
Yes.
I haven't heard that either.
Well, so we've actually been doing that since the implementation of our online program back in 2010, but it's obviously grown very much. And so myself and the assistant dean of online instruction, and then all of our chair people and our program directors, and then those faculty that are Quality Matters, we use the Quality Matters rubric, and we build out a course that details how to start from day one of an online teaching, how they can respond to students with discussion posts, how they can be more interactive. And they go through a rigorous 6-week process of having to do a fake post, put a recording up, because that's a new thing we've implemented, is that all faculty online have to do a welcome video so the students can see their faculty members. And we have a lot of faculty that do a week-by-week welcome video, not a welcome video, a week-by-week update agenda of what you're covering. We have faculty that give a whole lesson online via recording. So a lot of that is covered in that intensive online training, but it is based off of the Quality Matters standards. And it's worked out very well. I mean, we did have some outliers, as everybody does with faculty members, but I'm happy to report that all of our faculty that teach online now do a welcome video. So that took us a while to get there, but it's definitely been improving. And D2L now has a integration called Bongo, funny name, but it's kind of like Zoom, but it's built in directly into the D2L Brightspace. So students can actually just click on virtual classroom without having to go outside or click on a link like Zoom or Teams. And it brings them right to their virtual classroom with their professor and their students and the other students.
Lastly, you talked about the laptop initiative
Yes.
that you have. So you mandate like every student that comes in, like their laptop has to have a certain level of quality and CPU memory, all of that stuff. Tell me about the Berkeley College's
The
program.
laptop purchase program. So it's basically a discounted purchase program. I mean, one of the biggest challenges is when students come in, particularly younger students, they think the phone is fine for them to do all their work on. You can do a decent amount depending on your phone, but we really make sure that they understand that they really do need a laptop to adequately perform all their work. So we do have a discounted program. We also have a number of students. So our New York City campus is right in the heart of Midtown. And we have a number of students who will simply also be online students, but come onto campus and use campus computers, go to the library, come to experiential learning events, because they are so close, to our location there. So we really support students, with technology, and we have our help desk that also assists students. It's always that first week of the password reset and, all that kind of stuff. But, we make light of it, but for a student, there's nothing that makes you more frustrated than not being able to get in your course. So we make sure that we have extra support, particularly that first week or two, to assist students. And faculty are always there. They go above and beyond in helping students as well.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Thank you very much.